expectant mother? Have you glanced the glimmer of hope in the face of a destitute? Have you not experienced a flutter in your heart when your eyes timidly scan the roll number when exams results are published? How often have you waited for the postman to arrive when you battle for a job? Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, hope is a long lane without any turning. Hope is the eternal spring within us that pushes for the small bud, even in our autumnal souls. Hope makes each day of our mundane existence colorful. Hope gives us the power to dream, fulfill our ambitions, seek greener pastures, and revel in joy. Hope is the engine that drives us forward. Hope is the conviction that tomorrow we will see the sunrise and greet each other. An execution by hanging is about to take place at the Owl Creek Bridge in France. A troop of soldiers bring a convict to the bridge. The bridge is situated in a mountainous terrain. A river placidly flows beneath. Vigilant soldiers with guns in their arms are situated at various points to shoot the criminal in case he tries to escape. The soldier brings a stool and places at the middle of the bridge, close to the railing. The executioner hangs a rope to the top of the beam and then makes a perfect noose at the bottom. The executioner asks the convict to climb onto the stool, which he does. The executioner then slowly slips the noose over the face of the convict. His eyes are vacant and expressionless. As the executioner adjusts the noose around his neck, he takes a glance around and looks down into the river. He sees a wooden raft floating in the river and approaching the bridge. He then lifts up his face, closes his eyes as if to compose himself to face the finality. Bravo! The man had broken the noose and had jumped into the river. He is swimming faster and faster down the river. He can hear a volley of shots being fired from different directions. My God, I'm really baffled. What a marvelous swimmer he is. Look at the deftness and dexterity. He swims, swirls, ducks, and does all the gimmicks to escape from the soldiers. Fire! 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 Oh my God, what a great swimmer he is. He's escaping! He's escaping! Fire! Fire! Slowly we see the man escaping from the firing range of the slope. He swims, swims and swims and swims and finally reaches the shore. And this time, he is at the bitter end of his energy. He is dead tired. So he just lies on the back of the shore, looks at the blue sky and the birds flying, and starts to giggle. He digs his fingers in the sand, clenches it in his fist, and throws it into the air with a never-ending laughter. His face becomes an exploding volcano of joy. Now we see a road facing the shore with an endless array of pine trees on either side. Gaining a new lease of life, the man runs along the road. He runs and runs with the same endless array of pine trees on either side. Now we can see his home, the home, sweet home, nestled inside a garden. We can see his wife sitting in a swing. She's so beautiful, cool, calm, charming. Her eyes are riveted ahead on the road. Now she sees him with arms outspread, floating in joy. She is rushing towards him. He is also running towards her. In a moment, he will be melting in her arms. In a moment, he is going to hug her. In a moment, he is going to hug her. We see the man hanging on the news, jotting us back to reality. Fellow Toastmasters, hope is the last thing that dies in man. Hope is that unsinkable raft you cling to in your tragedies. Hope is that silvery speck you want to see in every storm, every black cloud. Hope can survive an earthquake in Iran or a tornado in Texas. Hope lifted a nation like Japan from smithereens to superpower after a nuclear debacle. I saw hope writ on the face of my mother when cancer clutched her life at the age of 52. Hope is the elixir that keeps my cousin hale and hearty 30 years after kidney transplant. Fellow Toastmasters, if we extinguish that flame of hope, that flaming within us, we will be dead before we are diagnosed as dead. Dear Toastmasters, as the great American poet Emily Dickinson once sang, hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without words and never stops at all. The Toastmasters, nurture your hopes into a mountain and never ever shrink it to a grain of sand in your worst times and your best times, Mr. Toastmaster.